Hey guys, welcome to a new season of Geeks and Gamers podcast. This is season 1, episode 1, and today I'm joined by Steph, Grady, Scott, Paul, Eleanor, Dan, and obviously I'm Luke. And this week we're going to kick proceedings off on a brand new series with Guitar Hero Live. Now, recently, Guitar Hero launched a new trailer to show Guitar Hero Live, which you against a live audience. Well, I say live, it's just been pre-recorded by the looks of it, to show you how good you're doing within the game. And also, they've also added a new segment to the game, if you like, the Guitar Hero TV, which is a constantly updating library of Guitar Hero tunes from the real world. So, what do you guys sort of think on this?
I'm quite excited about a new Guitar Hero, because I was gutted when they announced that they weren't going to do any more. And I absolutely love Guitar Hero, so I'm actually looking really forward to it. I'm a bit iffy with the whole pre-recorded live audience thing, but I guess it's going to feel like Guitar Hero. It's going to be Guitar Hero, and I cannot wait. And I'm hoping they have a better selection of music, like something to fit my taste of music, and not just like bog standard pop.
I'm really excited as well about Guitar Hero. It's been a while since I've actually sat and played one of them. But then I suddenly thought to myself the other day, I've not seen for a while, so it'd be good to have one back.
I still play Rock Band once in a while. Yeah, I drag, the guitar out once every 3 months or so. I was more of a Rock Band guy. But I do like the looks of the new instrument. The people in the background doesn't make any difference to me. I get kind of tunnel vision on the gems or whatever you want to call them, so I don't care about that. Yeah, the fretboard. But so I am happy to see that it's coming back because I liked the genre, even though I think they oversaturated the market. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, I think they definitely did start to oversaturate because it was starting to release sort of one a year. And that's a bit silly. Why didn't they just sort of do what Rock Band did? Release one game, wait a couple of years, but fill in with a load of DLC tracks. That would work better.
And you could import songs from Rock Band 1 to Rock Band 2 and 3. It wasn't like you bought the game for nothing.
That's true. And they have also announced, because they're doing it obviously on the current gen or next gen console, whichever way you want to look at it, they're doing all your imported songs and all your old instruments will work with the new Rock Band, which is one thing Guitar Hero doesn't have going for it.
I think I also read they're only doing a guitar. It won't have the drums or other instruments. And I kind of like having more instruments also.
I like the drums in Rock Band. That was actually quite interesting. I mean, I am more of a Rock Band fan, but what I like about Guitar Hero is I could use my controller.
Oh yeah, so you can
What's
do
the
that.
point of playing it?
Well, and also with Rock Band, you could use your actual instrument to play, which I quite liked. Because I got a bass guitar downstairs, and it's quite fun doing that.
Oh, I didn't know that it did that.
Oh, they do actually.
You can do that with that
disliked
Ubisoft game.
Was it Rocksmith?
Yeah, Rocksmith, you could do it. Because I know we had a proper drum kit on the Rock Band, and that was on Rock Band 3, and that was quite fun.
See, I tried using my real guitar with like Rocksmith and I think Rock Band 3 or whatever it was, and the problem with that is it wasn't a game anymore; it was a music lesson, and I found that very frustrating. And it's not that I don't play guitar; I play guitar a little bit, not tremendously well. Prefer just using a plastic controller with buttons on it and pretending to play guitar, and I found that more entertaining.
Well, I mean, what Rocksmith is teach yourself how to play the guitar, and I quite like that.
Yeah, but I just want to take air guitar to the next level where you can wave a big plastic thing around in the air. Rocking out in your living room, swinging it around your neck.
Imagine the Connect with the Connect was with Guitar Hero, and you could just play air guitar.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I vote no. That would not be fun.
Yeah,
That would be brilliant.
I mean, it's so precise that it misses yoga moves. Let's try to play guitar with it. You know what I mean?
It would be interesting to see it. I don't know if it's a game that I should pick up myself though. I've got a couple of them. I've got Guitar Hero 3 and the Rock Legends?
Guitar Hero 3 was the best.
Warriors of Rock, wasn't it?
Warriors of Rock. I really enjoyed Warriors of Rock just because of the sort of map that you got to go around with all the different varying songs, and managing to complete the whole thing was enjoyable.
I've still got Guitar Hero 1 and 2 for the PS2 in the cupboard.
Yes, you do.
Mm.
I don't know. It's a game that I think you could sit and play for a little bit and then it just goes away.
I think it's good at bringing friends together as well. If you have a few friends around, have a few beers and what have you, you can whack it out and have a good old bash. Sorry, Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I did that when I was on placement with uni. Got all the guys around and we all had pizza and played Guitar Hero.
It's fun to bring to house parties as well.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I will obviously mention before we end up wrapping this up, because there's not that much to talk about really, is has anyone else seen the new design for the fretboard of the Guitar Hero guitar?
Yeah.
I'm interested. Yes.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm
It-
going to Google it.
It does look actually very, very good because what they've done, instead of having your 5 coloured buttons, they've knocked it down to 3. One side is black and the other side is white. Now, basically, when you're showing the fretboard on screen and you're, as Grady put it, gems, or they look more like shields on this one, are coming down the fretboard. It'll have the colours, so either black or white, and it'll be in either segment 1, 2, or 3. So instead of having to reach all the way down the guitar to hit orange like in the last one, you can use the three fingers to play the whole song, but you've just got to move quickly up and down and sort of try and get the gist of that. And I quite like the way they've done it because they've taken the old sort of Guitar Hero, slightly flipped it on its head and brought out something new. Unlike obviously Rock Band, where they've just gone, okay, well, we've got these old instruments, we've got these old songs, we're going to lob that in for you, but we're still going to basically keep the same thing.
Are they going to make a 5-button edition? Because I quite like the 5 buttons.
Not
I
as
can
far
never
as
do
I
it.
know. Not as far as I know. As far as I know, it is going to only be the 3. But watching some, I actually watched a guy playing it on IGN, and he said it is actually quite difficult. He started on medium, and he was playing the old ones on sort of expert level. He started this one on medium, and even he was struggling to hit the notes on time. So it's going to be a whole new learning curve to play the game again.
I agree with what I read about it. They say that it's going to be easy for new people to pick up because they don't have to use the pinky. They don't have to slide down the board if they don't use the pinky.
Yeah.
But then for higher levels, it's going to give you the ability to create more chords, and that'll make it more difficult at the same time. So I'm interested. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
As much as I
definitely.
like the old one, I think the new fretboard's interesting.
Also looks like more like an actual guitar rather than it's just the colouring itself. So it does look quite cool.
Scott, you've been
Personally-
quiet.
I spoke at one point, but I don't think my microphone picked me up. So I don't know. I've played the guitar for years, actual guitar, and I always kind of found the Guitar Hero games to be a little bit mundane. They become so repetitive after a point because you're just doing the same thing and you're not actually doing what you would do if you picked up a guitar. Perhaps I expect it to be too realistic in that sense. I found it a little bit repetitive after a point. And I kind of agree with what Steph said as well. It has to be music that you would ideally like and listen to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes a bit dull. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of classical rock, but I listen to sort of contemporary, heavier rock. And that's not always present. So I struggle a little bit with the previous games, and I have no real interest in the new one, to be honest.
So, quick question. A lot of people I know who obviously play guitar and then move on to Guitar Hero. Did you find it hard to adapt with obviously having the 5 buttons instead of having your frets and strings to actually strum?
Yeah, a little
completely.
bit. Because you build up muscle memory by just playing a normal guitar, so it's a completely different mindset to actually then go and try. I mean, I wasn't aware you could use your actual guitar in playing this. I was always convinced it was just the sort of game tool that you got, so I didn't know you could do it normally.
That's on Rock Band, you can.
Right, okay. But yeah, I guess it doesn't feel like playing Guitar Hero. It's so yeah, it's quite an adjustment, and you don't have an advantage if you can play a guitar normally. So
See, I went the other way. I started with Guitar Hero, then went to learn to play the guitar. So I think it was a big learning curve the other way as well, needless to say.
yeah.
Well, there was one thing that I can say about Guitar Hero. It expanded my music taste. I mean, there's times I've been out in a bar or something and I've gone, oh, wait a minute, that song's in Guitar Hero. I don't know if that's a good thing, though.
I do that with FIFA. So
I
an
do that with
advert will come
FIFA
on the
as well.
telly. An advert will come on the telly, and it'll be like about cars or something, and I'll look up instinctively thinking that it's going to be FIFA, and it's not. But I'm like, that song's in FIFA.
Well, I would have never learned about Bang Camaro if it wasn't for Rock Band, so for that I'm eternally grateful.
I've got to be honest. I think Rise Against was one for me.
Mine was Die Tote Hosen with Here Comes Alex. I absolutely love that song, and that was from Guitar Hero 3.
Was that 3? I thought that was 2.
I've only got Guitar Hero 3, and it's on there.
That's on 3 then.
Is that the Legends of Rock one?
I'm trying to
Yeah,
read
Legends of
my case
Rock.
on here. Yeah, and it introduced me to Dragon Force.
See, there's nothing.
Oh my.
Oh, everyone seems to love Dragon Force, but there's nothing
No, I
really
don't, I
that
don't.
special.
I
All they
like
do is
playing
play
it.
really, 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 really fast.
I like playing it, as in with the controller, because that was like mental.
It's meant with a guitar, let alone with a controller. I can't imagine what a controller would be like.
It's easier on
Looks
the
a
controller.
lot like a game over screen. That's what it looks like.
It's easy with a controller.
Alright guys, hi, it's me Dan, and I've decided to make Luke shut up for once, and I'm going to take over.
That's not
So,
true. I get mistakes. I go with the light.
We're going to be talking about Star Wars.
Yay!
Ooh.
And if one person says the Luke, I am your father line, I will kick you from this podcast.
Luke, I'm your mother.
Why did you do it?
So, first off, Star Wars Celebration. Who's been checking it out?
Me.
I've seen bits of it.
It's probably one of the best conferences I've watched on the internet besides E3.
That's not
I didn't
really
even know there
thinking,
was
is
a
it?
conference. There was a conference.
I didn't know either.
How did I?
I find
No,
conferences very boring, to be honest. I'm like, because you don't know if you want to watch them or not, because you're like, if I watch it, am I going to get, like, ruin it for me, or I'm going to, like, overhype something? So it's like, I'll just stick with the trailers.
Yeah, see, that's the same thing with me. I mean, I've not watched much of the conference. I've seen the trailer, and obviously we put it up on our YouTube channel, and it does look very, 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 very good. Some of the stuff I've seen in it just make me really want to watch it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Whose phone? That is
Scott,
very
phone!
loud.
Yeah, so I'm
I
looking
just can't
forward
believe
to
they
it.
killed Chewbacca right in the trailer. You know what I mean?
what the
I don't know how they could make Han do it.
I think we should add that in, because I think that would be quite funny, because then people, like, watch the trailer
Yeah,
on our
I'll
channel, like,
cut and
"Oh."
chop that and just put that bit in. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the film. I mean, here we go on me and books again. I tried to read a couple of the Star Wars books, and so I never kept up with them. But generally, the films have never let me down. I think, if I'm honest, the original 3 Star Wars films are probably some of the only films that have ever withstood the test of time.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Hell yes.
That and Indiana
Especially
Jones.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, see, I don't know out of the original trilogy which is my favourite. I'd actually probably say A New Hope is my favourite.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Well, I mean, I'm going to pick the unpopular opinion here, and I actually really enjoyed the episode 1, 2, and 3.
I love 1. Everyone hates Jar Jar, and I loved him.
I love Jar Jar Binks. He's like one of my favourite characters.
Explains so much.
Of me, but no, I mean, I enjoyed the 3 ones, but it's because I grew up with them. You know, that's like I didn't have a chance to grow up with, you know, the original series. I wasn't even born then, and then it's like, you know, and then Phantom Menace came out, and that's what really got me into Star Wars, was the Phantom Menace, and I absolutely loved Darth Maul, and I'm really sad he died. But
He's not dead.
Spoiler.
oh come on, it was
oops.
Phantom Menace. That's like ages ago.
I just can't believe they've managed to pick such a horrible actor for Anakin on every single movie. It's unreal.
Oh, this Grady knows
that
one
kid.
Oh no, that kid's not hot, but the actor in episode 2 and 3, he's hot.
He's shite.
Yeah, but he's a jackass.
Yes, he's a jackass.
But I find
So's the
Anakin
character.
Skywalker a bit. Yeah, he's a bit whiny. He's just really, really whiny.
He's so needy.
I don't see how he became Darth.
Yeah, because he's trying to save that woman.
You have to watch the rest of the movie, Dan. I think you got.
I've seen it all.
By
It's shite.
Oh,
It's complete shite.
Oh, you call yourself a Star Wars fan? Excuse me, a Star Wars fan, a fangirl, will stand by the films no matter how shit they are.
And that's why
I cannot abide shite.
I enjoyed the original films as a sort of you're growing up watching kind of teddy bears running about on screen.
By original, what do you mean? 4, 5, and 6, Paul?
Yes, 4, 5, and 6. And it was all right. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but then the first 3, so 1, 2, and 3, then came out, and yeah, they were all right. Although the graphics were better. The next one that's coming out, number 7, it looks all right. And that's all I can read about the films. They're not absolutely fantastic. You've kind of got a story that's.
I'm trying so hard not to nerd slap you through this Skype call right now.
Well, I think the problem is
ever-
Paul's probably just used to something a little more cerebral, like Star Trek. You know what I mean? And then Star
Oi,
Wars.
do not insult Star
Yuck.
Trek.
Yuck.
Paul prefers My Little Pony. We all know this.
Paul is a brony.
My Little Pony
Jeez.
is a better storyline than Star Wars.
Oh,
Fuck off.
wait.
Oh, for
No,
fuck's
no,
sake.
I don't think so.
My
Best
opinion of you
podcast ever.
is down to 0. I have no respect for you now.
I have listened to you guys decry them as not being great films, and even though you claim to be a massive Star Wars fan, and this is one of the things that really annoys me, I'll refrain from swearing, about Star Wars. They are not great films, but they have this complete cult following as if they're something much better than they are. apart from Empire, they
They're
are
fucking
terrible
awesome.
films.
It's kind of like Bethesda. You know what I
I
mean?
know,
There's just nobody trying to compete with them. So Elder Scrolls games are fantastic. Even though the whole time you're playing them, you're just pissed off.
I agree.
It's like all these shallow characters and janky animations, and
I-
mediocre at best graphics, and then the storyline that's hard to follow. And I'm sorry.
I'm going to disagree with you on your Star Wars opinion. It's not a cult following. I think, if that's the sort of thing you're into, you're going to absolutely love it. And, I really love Star Wars. And in fact, I do think they are great films. And it's like some other films, people say, oh, this is great. I'm like, oh, how can you like this? And I think it's down to personal opinion on what you want in a film. And I think Star Wars fulfilled what I wanted in a film.
Fair enough. But the thing is, you can't
That's awesome.
deny that there is a cult following because you actually have a religion that is Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
people
I
put that
signed
down.
on to the Jedi Church.
Oh,
that
jeez,
then
we're
is-
the cultists in the group.
All these pictures of you dressed up as a Sith, and you're in the Jedi.
It's
She's
not a
worshipping.
I will say, for the sake of the new film, I mean, I watched the trailer because I listened to you guys hyping it up, and my wife also hyped it up and said that I'd probably be dragged along to watch it. And the trailer itself looks okay. I'm quite happy that someone such as J.J. Abrams is doing it because he did Star Trek a lot of justice when he rebooted that.
Totally agree.
Ugh,
Have to agree with you there.
no
But-
way, no way.
I think he ruined Star Trek.
I
Oh,
agree.
for fuck's sake. No. Star Trek Into Darkness and Star Trek are my favourite Star
Turned
Trek
it into an
movies.
action film.
This explains quite
No.
a bit. He did.
There's no space, like, Next Generation, that was space opera. The TV series was space opera. It was brilliant. And then, let's have an action film based on Star Trek. I think it completely ruined it. I absolutely hate the new Star Trek.
Am I the only
I
one
agree
here?
with Steph on this one.
But
But-
once we agree on something.
Am I the only one here who, when Steph turned around and said it's a space opera, thought of the Go Compare guy on a spaceship?
Go compare! Go compare!
We're just giving him more publicity by talking about him. I hate that guy.
I love it.
So
He's
back to from what Scott was saying about the sort of justice that the trailer is giving for The Force Awakens. The only thing that I could kind of pick on it was the fact that I think Harrison Ford could make it look very cheesy.
No, he looks
Yeah.
badass. He
No,
looks
he-
badass.
It's a case of he just looks older, but it looks like it's a cheesy version of what he was.
Yeah, I don't want the same thing to happen like what happened with Indiana Jones. You know, when they made an amazing trilogy and then they brought out the next one, it was just kind of like, oh.
That film should never have been released.
I think
Exactly.
you'll all agree with me on this. You really can't have a Star Wars movie unless it's easy as hell.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
It has to be a degree of cheesiness.
Here's two fun facts for you then. One, Harrison Ford never wanted to go back. He never wanted to star in the original trilogy, and he didn't want to go back for this lot. So there's fact number
Okay.
one. Right. Fact number two, Lando Calrissian and his bodyguard are the only black guys in the original Star Wars films.
And now we have a
Vader
new
is
black
black.
guy.
There you go. And then Samuel L. Jackson jumps in.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, another one. But yeah, going back to the original ones, not the original ones, but the prequel of them. Does anybody else, like when they see like Liam Neeson in a film, automatically think of him as a Jedi?
I think Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson was one of the best characters in that film,
Hence why he can kill everybody.
and more.
But he died.
Spoilers.
Yes,
Jedi.
that was sad. That was
Oh,
sad.
come on.
Oh,
it's
come
fine,
on.
isn't it?
It's
It's
No,
not
no.
It's 12
We're not
years old.
allowed to do spoilers because people may not have caught up yet. Have you guys not been reading the Facebook page?
Seriously.
No, Luke, we're doing it well. We can't mention anything. We can't even post a video because spoiler.
I would have
I
found that
could
on
sum
the
it
internet on
up
my
in
own.
about
Thanks
5
for running it
seconds.
for me.
I think we should have a
As
disclaimer
River Song
saying
says,
anything that's too old we will
spoilers.
talk about.
Sounds good.
No, but to be fair, like going back to topic with a trailer. I mean, I actually love watching the trailer, but I do think it's getting overhyped too early because it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like it's not. This is like a Destiny all over again. You know, the overhyped thing. But
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it is just a trailer. We have had 2 trailers, but I do not think that's enough to show what the film's about. It just like flashed off the new graphics, showed a bit of the stormtroopers, showed a lovely, sexy Sith, but I don't think it's enough to like start the really big hype on it.
But then
Well, I know
got
we're
the
all going
opposite.
to see Avengers, and they're playing a feature-length trailer for that, so we'll be seeing more.
I'd like to point out that I won't go see Avengers, just for the record.
Boo!
Dan, shut up. In relation to the Avengers clips, getting so many of them, it's almost like we've seen more film.
I haven't watched any
I-
of the Avengers
I'm not
clips yet.
looking at them. I'm not looking at them.
I don't know, Paul. I beg to differ on that one because a lot of the clips re-repeat some of the action you've already seen. So unless
just
that is
can't
the
believe they
only
kill Hulk
action
right in the
in the
trailer.
film.
True. And there's another character that they're not showing as well. So, but we discussed that last week.
Who was
I
that?
must say, I'm not really excited, but I am pleased that another Star Wars is coming out, because Star Wars is one of the first things that I can remember getting into as a child. It was something special that me and my dad had, and I don't get to see my dad very much anymore. So it's kind of nice. It reminds me of him that it's like continuing, because it was always something that my dad promised me when I was little. Oh yes, I promise you. I mean, it's because I always said, oh, it's silly, they numbered it 4, 5, and 6. Why is that? And he went, because I promise you, they will bring out more. And finally, they're bringing out the last part of the trilogy of 9, or whatever they call it, like the last, the first installment to the last block of movies. And I'm so pleased that it's finally getting done.
I
Pretty sure they
remember.
call it a nineology.
No, I remember.
Nineology.
I remember we watched Phantom Menace because I lived in a compound and we watched it after the 9/11 attacks. Now all the kids, because we got taken off school because we had Americans on our compound, lived in Saudi Arabia, terrorist attack. Yeah, it kind of freaks you out.
Uh-huh.
And we all just sat there, just a bunch of kids watching Star Wars, and I think that was a really touching moment for
Yeah.
me with Star Wars.
See, it's interesting how many moments in your life you can link to something like Star Wars. There's not many other like sagas or anything that have that sort of importance to people.
Well, Star Wars, really, if you look at it now, Star Wars is hitting the third generation.
Yeah.
You know, there's been the first generation, obviously saw the original 4. Second generation were introduced at 1, 2, and 3, and now the next generation are being introduced at 7, 8, 9, and the 3 origin stories that are coming in between. Which actually one of them is meant to be Boba Fett, which I'm quite looking forward to.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Boba Fett.
He's one
Well,
character that doesn't get a lot of mention. He's in there and he looks badass, and you know he is a bit of a badass, but no one actually knows a damn thing about him.
My dog hates Darth Vader. He started barking when he heard his breathing.
Well, tell you what. Let's go around the table and everyone says their favorite character from Star Wars.
Apart from Scott, who doesn't like Star Wars.
You go first, Steph.
Darth Maul.
Okay, now Eleanor.
Oh, I have a favorite Lego Star Wars character.
It's still a Star Wars character.
Oh,
Well,
I think
yeah,
that
so
qualifies.
Lego
Yeah.
Boba Fett. He just does everything. It's great.
Luke.
Jar Jar.
Oh God.
Can I change like Darth Revan?
Yes, you can
C3PO.
change the Darth Raven. C3PO.
Yeah, he's the most
Okay.
useful.
Paul.
R2D2.
And mine is Han Solo.
Scott, do you have one?
Chewbacca. Why not?
Good shout.
One thing I do love about the whole Star Wars thing is when Samuel L. Jackson joined, and he said, "I'll only join if I have a purple lightsaber."
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, but everyone knows red lightsabers are the best. And like the black looks so much cooler than the brown colour when it comes to robes.
Just
That
as
shows dirt too easily.
Exactly.
Dirty Sith scum.
I got a Sith tattoo on my leg.
But it's not a cult following, no.
I'll bring a cult to you. Be scared.
Starting to get a bit
it's
worried.
okay. Like Scott's got his own cow army, so it's fine.
So we also have.
Someone singing.
Let's move on.
I think
I think we've covered
Dan's
this.
gone quiet now. Whoever was singing in the background must have unplugged his mic as well. Right, I'll finish off for Dan then, as soon as he's
No,
not
I'm
here.
back, I'm
Oh,
back.
he's back. Come on, carry on.
Right,
20. Sorry about that. 2015 is certainly going to be a big year for Star Wars. We have Force Awakening coming in December, but before that, of course, we have Star Wars Battlefront.
3.
The trailer came out for that today, and it looks fucking awesome.
Meh.
That's another bleep I've got to put in.
It looks
I'm the
okay.
bleep master.
But I fully expect it'll be Battlefield reskinned. But I'm okay with that because Battlefield plays decent. I think once you put the Star Wars characters on there, I think it'll be a fun time.
I agree. Yeah, I think it'd be great. I mean, it'd be nice if it was more Battlefield 4 than Battlefield Hardline.
As long as I get to play as a Sith, I'm happy.
You get to play as Darth Vader.
No, I don't really care about Darth Vader. He's a wimp.
Not really
And
interested.
Boba Fett. You get to play as Boba Fett as well.
I don't know. We could all team up and play that together and be like the most useless team ever. It'd be awesome.
Hey, if we
Oh,
could
yeah.
we could do that. That would be awesome. Yeah.
That'd
Just-
be good.
I think that'd be a blast.
Geeks and Gamers, Let's Play #1 coming in November.
Right, so I'll grab the spotlight back off Dan now, and this topic, well, third topic, should I say, this episode is going to be the thoughts about a Nintendo doing a new console. Now, it came to light, probably 3-4 weeks ago, I think. I first read about this, that Nintendo have already started doing their next set of hardware, even though the Nintendo Wii U is, 2.5 years old?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
give it about, another 2 years. So the console will be about 4.5 years old, not really much into a life cycle, but yet Nintendo are designing a new console. Now, we're not talking, obviously, handheld. I mean, sort of a proper console that you stick under your TV. Well, proper console. When was the last time they made a proper console? SNES.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, so carry on.
No, Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64, I agree.
Yeah, valid point, actually. Yeah, some of the best games came out in the 64.
How official is
GameCube,
this rumor?
GameCube.
Where did this get started from?
This came from, I can't remember the one, but it started on one, and then obviously, as you know, it moves to another and another. And apparently, I can't remember what they've called the project, but the project
It's the
has been
NX.
confirmed.
NX.
Yeah,
But
there you
I'd
go.
just like to point out, I expect that as soon as the 360 came out, they started working on plans for the Xbox One, etc. And I'm sure they're thinking about something else right now too. So it just depends. They could be talking about it, but it might not come out for 4 years, if ever. And I
Yeah,
think the
that's
Wii U's underrated. Whenever I bought my little sister a new console for
Mm.
Christmas, I went with the Wii U. And the games made by Nintendo for the Nintendo always run like they're supposed to, solid frame rates, they look good. Like a new Mario game stomps the hell out of knack on PS4, both in frame rate, graphics quality, and fun. So I appreciate the system, and if I don't necessarily think it's the best value, but it doesn't have the third-party support.
So I agree there. I mean, I can't knock Nintendo. I mean, I had a Nintendo Wii. My mother bought us one, me and my brother, as a Christmas present one year, not long after they come out. And, the old remotes flying around the living room and all that sort of crap was happening. But, it was a fun console. Again, it was a bit like we spoke with Guitar Hero earlier. It was one of them where if you got friends around, that was quite a fun console to play. And I like the fact that they did the GameCube support, so you can put the GameCube games onto it, your controllers into it, memory cards, etc. Now, I've never had a Wii U, but I know that the Wii U does lack compared to, obviously, current consoles in the market. And I think part of Nintendo's problem is the fact that they don't release at the same time as, PlayStation and Xbox. Now, I can see why they do it from a marketing standpoint, because if they did it at the same time, they get obliterated, because their consoles don't have the third-party support, and generally the games, if I'm honest, a Wii U is more designed for the casual gamer or gamers under, probably say 12.
Yeah, I agree.
Kids.
I agree.
I don't disagree with that at all, yeah.
So in that essence, I think that puts them at a bit of a back step initially, being between life cycles of the big guns, if you like. But I think that the Nintendo, what they do, and the console that they produce, like you said, Grady, it's solid. You can't. There's no debate about that. Obviously, there is.
Yeah,
Go on.
I think they're the best at what they do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When you're watching a developer for a Nintendo title talk about their game, you get the idea that he's more of a craftsman than just some developer. You see what I mean?
Mm.
And then the game releases on the X1, the PS4, and it runs like hell for days, and then the PC version doesn't work at all. You don't have that on Wii U games. They come out and they work and they do what they're supposed to do, and they're clever in small ways. And it takes a long time for the game to come out. They don't compete in sales. Appreciate what Nintendo represents, and I hope they maintain that niche. I'd hate for them to leave the ecosystem.
They really build on that though, because they're using the same kind of aspect. Like, look at how Mario's progressed from Nintendo all the way up to the Wii U now. They've just advanced a little bit. They've not changed anything too drastically. They've kept the same kind of dynamics. Yes, they've upgraded their sort of systems, but the general purpose and practice is still the same format. And that's what the casual gamer enjoys. The thing that they should bring into it, though, is achievements.
Yes.
Oh
Well, I
my.
think with me, I don't like the Nintendo consoles. I mean, I played the Wii. I didn't get on with it, but they are the best for handheld consoles.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I had
There
a
is chat
PS
that this-
Vita, and I've got the new 3DS, and I absolutely love my 3DS.
There is chat that this new one could be some sort of, not necessarily just a console system, but it could be some kind of hybrid between console and portable. I'd read that just a couple of days ago. I'm not quite sure what that means, to be honest, but it's an interesting concept, if nothing else.
That's what
I
they tried to
heard
do
they
with the Wii U,
debunked that.
because the Wii U's got the gamepad, but you can only really use that within the same Wi-Fi connection. But I think because I'd seen this an article on that as well, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be similar to the DS connection. So using the DS connection as your gamepad rather than a controller, which then ties it in line with the Sony's PlayStation and PSP.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you
hope so.
one thing I'd like to see from Nintendo, which they did back on the 64, I believe, is I like to see, because they're such a big competitor in the handheld market and not so much in the console market, I believe something that might benefit them would be a crossover between the pair. So, for example, back with Pokemon Colosseum, where you'd
Yeah.
play the game on your handheld, but then you could import the Pokemon into the Colosseum. I think more games like that might be quite cool. So, for example, let's say Mario 3D Land version 365 comes out, and you can play X amount of levels on your DS, or if it links with the gamepad,
Yeah.
play on your gamepad, and then but certain levels are only unlocked on the console, and
Yeah.
vice versa. I think that would be quite a nifty little niche they could have.
It'd have to be dramatically different than the Wii U because it already kind of has a handheld, just that controller.
Yeah, but you can't take that around with you. You have to be near the machine itself. So this would basically allow you to take it on the go with you and play while you're not at home.
Yeah, so like basically having. I mean, I'm not saying that it should be bundled with the hardware. I think one thing that does do my head in. Sorry, slightly off topic, but still on topic with Nintendo is when they sell a 3DS, why not give a freaking charger?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
annoys the
yeah.
hell out of me when I bought my new 3DS and I had to buy a charger separately. Why not put it with the bloody handheld?
What? Do you need a charger?
Yes.
Apparently, well, according to Nintendo,
What
no,
did,
you
Mark,
don't.
hang on.
Still
When we
good.
bought Megan one, there was.
Not the new 3D.
They
Oh,
used to.
The new 3DS not cover the charger.
oh, that's.
Luckily, I had an old 3DS and it had a charger.
But the thing is, how else are they going to recover the money that they lost from the Wii U?
It would be cool if instead of it being the gamepad, so to speak, obviously with the console that you take out and about, have it so that it's Nintendo DS compatible. For example, like obviously you can do like the cross screen between the Vita and the PlayStation 4 and vice
Yep.
versa, or have
Yeah.
either that sort of concept where it's cross screen, or where, for example, they have an actual slot within the console where you can place your DS game and it unlocks said levels for the Wii, whatever it's called, when they release it, the piss bucket, whatever you want to call it. So that when it's released, you can play on both. So if you say,
Yeah.
for example, even if your handheld dies and you've got to leave it on charge for a while, you can still pick it up and play on your tablet while you're at home.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I think that'd be a nifty little niche for him to have, because you look at the way Microsoft are going, obviously with Windows 10, it's going to roll across everything, so you can pick up your games and stream them to your PC, etc., and vice versa. You can play with people. I'm thinking, is it Fable Legends, when that comes out, you'll have Xbox and PC on the same servers and all that sort of jazz. And then obviously PlayStation with the Vita, I think that will start to improve. Maybe not necessarily with the Vita, but I wouldn't put it against Sony to not bring out another handheld at some point.
Although, just one point on the handheld that they do have at the moment, our friends have got this. Now, with the Xbox, I know it's not on handheld system, but you can go on, sign in, and your profile's there, all your games that you've downloaded. You then, if you're not signed in, someone else within the household then signs in. They play those games that are on your home console,
Yeah.
just by switching across the details. The Sony's PS Vita, in order for you to play your games, you download your profile onto it. But if you want to switch profiles on the Vita, you have to uninstall everything and then go in as yourself, which means that you don't get the benefit of anybody else within that household's games.
That's a bit of a ball ache, really.
And
That's just them being greedy.
I think that's just nuts to have that kind of system where you're looking to do network gaming, which Nintendo, you buy a Nintendo game, you can basically put it into the slot. You don't have that with the PS Vita anymore.
It's true. I mean, the days of I don't know how to put it, actually, to be fair. Modern gaming is nothing like it used to be. In essence, where days are gone where you could put a disc in and it would be a finished game, or a cartridge, or this or that, and
Yeah.
it would be a finished game, it'd be complete, it'd be practically bugless, not completely, because even some of the old games had huge, humongous bugs.
Yeah.
But,
Unless you're looking at Nintendo.
well, yeah, unless you're
Nintendo.
looking at Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not found a bug in Pokemon yet.
There was one in Pokemon Red, but it was a fantastic cheat that gave you infinite.
Oh yeah, no,
air-
I meant in the modern Pokemon games.
Ah, right, okay.
Everyone knows about Missing O.
Oh, missing now. Oh.
But yeah, so I think rounding it off, unless anyone else has got anything to do, I think generally Nintendo, I think they need to up the game. I mean, personally, I think they need to match the specs of something similar to a console we're seeing now, rather than maybe try pushing further. I mean, for me, the Xbox and the PlayStation, the current generation, are then more stop gaps, if you like, between the next generation. I think the major leap's going to come in the next one, and I think Nintendo need to see that and go, okay, well, this generation we need to sort of match what's already out there.
Yeah, but I think if Nintendo do that, they're going to lose their core fan base, and as placed the main leaders in this, I don't think there's a chance for Nintendo to catch up. I honestly, I can't see them when they release the next gen. If it matches specs, I can't see it, like being on the same level as PlayStation and Xbox.
Well, when you go for Nintendo, you're trying to go for something different anyway, aren't you?
Yeah,
Because you know
so
the
I
brand.
think exactly. I think if they try and match it up, it's not going to be like the whole Nintendo feel. But because Nintendo, you got Mario's, you got your Pokemon and all that, and I think that's good for Nintendo. They got the same fans over and over. And I think the Nintendo fans might be a bit annoyed if they try and match up with like the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, whatever future console's going to be released.
I'm not saying game wise or anything like that. I'm still saying stick to your guns, but I'm saying put bigger specs in there, put better specs within the actual console.
And they need the third-party support. They really need that.
See, I don't think they do. I think Nintendo do fine as they are. Like, as many of you have touched upon already, Nintendo are their own entity, and the games that they do release are fantastic. Even though they are few and far between. But I don't think they do need the third party support, because they're not the sort of thing that does need it. Like, they rule the handheld market for a start. Every game they've got in the handheld market is basically theirs practically, and the same with the console. I don't think they need third party support really. I mean, it'd be nice to see, but then it would, again, as Steph just touched upon, it would take away from that core fan base.
I don't think so at all. I think the specification matching would play into it very little, because the art style you come to expect from a Nintendo game lends itself to better graphics with less effort. Nobody's going to argue that New Zelda doesn't look fantastic, or the Mario Kart was great, or the Mario whatever 3D Land didn't look good. I think if they brought in more third-party support, a guy that might have an Xbox or a PlayStation and a Nintendo, but he wanted the Nintendo for the exclusives, might be satisfied with just his Nintendo.
I'm just going to quickly ask a noob question. What is this third-party stuff?
Ubisoft.
Outside
Ubisoft,
developers.
Activision.
Nintendo do everything in-house, whereas, obviously with the PlayStation and the Xbox, you've got all the different developers that launched.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine, thank you.
Yeah.
They did have some external developers making stuff for the Wii, though, when it was first released. I remember playing The Godfather, for example, which was produced by EA for the Wii, and it was a total disaster, to be honest. It just didn't work in the Wii format, so it's not all exclusively Nintendo.
And then
Watch Dogs also came to it.
For Wii?
Yeah, there was a Call of Duty game, and then
it was a bit crap to play.
Well.
It wasn't good on the Wii U, no.
No, on the Wii, the original Wii.
Oh yeah, they were rubbish as well.
I enjoyed it, like with the gun shooting, but it was actually very difficult to play.
See, I found that I bought FIFA 09 for the original Wii, and that was a pain in the ass to play as well. I just don't think that third-party developers suit the console. I think it is best just to stick in-house with it.
Yeah. It's like more of a family business that way.
Yeah.
We'd love to see Mario on the Xbox.
I wouldn't buy it.
No.
Mario's Nintendo only, and it shouldn't come.
No, I know. It was just like you get Sonic on across the generations.
They've royally screwed up Sonic.
Yeah. I wish they kept Sonic with Nintendo and not released it on Xbox.
The Sonic Sega.
Oh no, I know that, but like when I first played it, it was on the N64.
Man, you're young.
The first Sonic that I played was blooming Sega Master System 2.
See, I used to be dead jealous growing up as a kid because I got a SNES and my mate got a Mega Drive.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to play Sonic, not Mario. So I used to be dead jealous of him.
I always thought the Mario games were way better than the Sonic games. And I had both. I had a Genesis and I had a Super Nintendo.
Genesis is the same thing as Mega Drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, like, Sonic seems more like a Nintendo game than like PlayStation, Xbox. But
for the way that they went 3D with them, yeah, I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
Sonic and Knuckles combined with Sonic 3 on the Sega Mega Drive or the Sega Genesis was probably the best game of its time. It was untouchable.
True.
It was co-op too, because somebody could control Tails, somebody could control Sonic. That was awesome.
That was the same on PC. We're playing Sonic. Don't know if that was legal or not.
My favorite
Can I-
Sonic is still Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast.
Hey guys, it's Grady. It's my turn to introduce the subject. Going to talk about the Hunt the Truth going on with the upcoming Halo 5 hype. And I don't know about you guys, I've been watching it. I'm really excited. I'm really enjoying the process. Let's start with you, Dan. We'll think about it.
Oh,
Just
great.
horrible.
You're not going to dance to this. Hang on. We'll read the books. We'll move on to somebody else.
Just got a bash.
What do you think, Scott?
I'm a little behind in following the Hunt the Truth Tumblr. I think I'm only up to episode 3, to be honest. So
That's all
perhaps
that's
not the
released.
best person to start.
There are only 3 episodes.
Really? All right. Okay. I guess as someone that's played the game from the beginning, yeah, like you, Grady, I'm particularly excited. I think the story that they've put together for it so far is really interesting. Many theories in my head as to what might be going on, but yeah, I'll pass on to someone else just now, though.
I have a
Oh,
question
yeah.
for you, Scott. Have you read any of the books?
I started to read a couple of them. So I read The Fall of Reach, and
Damn it.
I can't remember the titles. They weren't exactly legal copies I had. I just downloaded PDFs of them. But I've read two.
If you stopped on the second book, I don't blame you. That was terrible. They got better from there.
I also
Lord.
tried to listen in sort of e-format. I downloaded the ones by Eric Nyland, and I can't remember who narrated them, so I tried to listen to them as well. But yeah, I'm familiar with them.
You'll all be pleased to know that obviously I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks, but I have bought 2 of the Halo books to take with me. So, you know,
Which
I'll be
ones?
catching up. Well, obviously, like I told you the other week, I'd read Fall of Reach, and now I bought the second and the third to take with me. So hopefully I'd have read them by the time I get back.
Yeah, you won't like the second one.
I
I'll
won't.
be really
like the second.
surprised.
Well, isn't the second book isn't that just the campaign to the actual game?
Pretty much,
Oh.
but it's got a lot of stuff going on with the soldiers in the background that you're unaware of. It's fairly interesting when it's doing that, but when it's following Master Chief, it's not just that it's basically a walkthrough for the game. It's also poorly written.
Right.
I really think it's not a well-made piece. It wasn't Eric Nyland.
It's the Flood
Uh,
one, wasn't it?
And at one point, I remember this line clearly sticks out. It was something they were having a battle, life and death. No quarter asked and none given. Those that wouldn't surrender
What?
would be killed. Like, so that's what no quarter means. You know what I mean? So bad writing. It's very frustrating for me. And the whole book's that way. The author, it's like no editor, nobody to slap him once in a while. It's like, you know what, you shouldn't be doing this. We're going to have somebody else write this book.
Speaking
Anyways.
of writers, I realised when I was flicking through Amazon the other day, obviously looking for books, that the author who did the Gears books, Karen Travis, I think her name is, or Traves, she
Yeah.
actually wrote a trilogy of the Halo books, more recent ones, but she's actually wrote
Yeah.
a trilogy
Oh.
as well, which I'd be quite excited to read, because the
Those are
Gears
good.
books are brilliant.
I think those focus more on humanizing the Spartans and kind of demonizing Halsey and the program itself, but they're good reads, and I think they're
Yeah.
political, interesting, and more in tune with the new direction of Halo, which I am on board with. I'm impressed that a franchise as old as it is has maintained its interest.
And the changes that they made to the multiplayer aspect, I know that quite a few of the, to put this, hardcore Halo fans were not happy with what they'd done, but all they were doing was asking for Halo 2, which they gave you with Halo Master Chief.
Yeah, that would be my big counter to that too. People that was really unhappy with Halo 5 being more maneuverable, but I still think maintained the flavor of Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had the Master Chief Collection, you had all the original Halo as it played. So to have this as another option, I don't know how you could be upset. Just play the original.
Some people like to bitch.
Yes, we know, Dan. From you.
No names mentioned, Dan.
I'm just happy with my one kill that I managed to get in multiplayer tonight for the first time ever. Yeah, I'm just happy.
I'm happy for you too, Eleanor.
I do try.
Well, we've completed, me and you together, we've completed Halo 4 on Legendary. We've done Halo on Heroic. We're
Oh, we did it on Legendary on the 360.
yeah. So we've got all the games on the 360 that are available, and we've got the Master Chief Collection. So we're catching up. But Halo 5, I've got my money already. I've had that since Christmas to buy, and it's not moving from where it is.
Brady has my money.
Not anymore. I already pre-ordered your game.
Oh, you put the whole thing down.
Oh yeah, might as well.
Yay!
You
I
can still put $5 down. You know what I mean?
I pre-ordered Halo when it was announced, and then GameStop told me don't sell in my Uber edition.
Yes, on April Fools because you pulled the awful prank of saying that they delayed it to 2016.
Yeah, and then I got the email. That's bad karma.
Fast acting karma.
Yes.
Have you been
See,
paying
I-
attention to Hunt the Truth, Steph?
No.
Oh, unreal.
What?
I have.
I want spoilers. I'm like really against
There's
it.
not any spoilers. It's
I'm scared
It's
of
prequel
that.
stuff.
It's
Let me
like
It's
to
not
say,
spoilers.
Is there definitely no spoilers? Because there's no spoilers, I'll watch it.
there's not any
It's
spoilers.
about the past.
It's digging into what's happened to John and Master Chief.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
I need a Tumblr account to watch it.
No,
No, just go in and watch it.
Steph. Every week it's been on. I've posted it up online.
Yeah, but my attention sounds like a goldfish.
This is true. I've heard you at work.
Well, you phoned me like today. I had a big fail trying to find my glasses and they're on my face, so it's yeah, it's not good.
can I please
but-
put in a request here just before anyone else continues? Will everyone shut up about spoilers? Sick of it. That's all I heard today. Oh, it's spoilers. No, it's not.
I didn't. I thought Hunter Truth would have a spoiler in for Halo 5. That's
No.
why I didn't want to watch it. But if it's not, then I'm happy to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's as we've discussed on previous weeks. It's John when he was 6 years old to possibly being 12 years old with a bit of confusion going on, and then the latest episode we've got. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was cutting off the call because he wasn't meant to be speaking on a recorded call, and I think there's something to do with the cloning process. That's
Yeah, it's clearly part of a government cover-up that they're trying to create this media event to talk about more noble origins of the Spartan program and Master Chief specifically.
I take it this is like between the books sort of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine then.
The bits that I have
No.
heard of the things online, like Paul has it on, and I sort of hear it in the background. When he walks away, I kind of follow him to check what's going on because I am interested. As much as I'm confused about what's going on, because I'm not really. I mean, I became a Halo fan this year. I would say I wouldn't say I've been a long time Halo fan.
converted.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cult. We have tattoos.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm really intrigued what they're going to do with the story because it sounds like it's taking really dark turns, and I'm interested to find out how it goes.
And I would say a lot of Hunt the Truth actually won't have very much to do with the story at all.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it's
it's
just
more of a
been
distraction.
I think
But
if
it's
anything,
fun.
it's going to be
It's still interesting.
a backdrop towards the story rather than it actually being the story, so to speak. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
So it's like setting the scene.
yeah, if you
kind of
like.
like
Yeah.
the added cutscenes to
E3.
Halo 2 Anniversary. They didn't really tell you anything about 5, but they set more backdrop for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is though that they've got all these episodes running right up to E3, so they're announcing.
Ooh.
Well, obviously they've got the E3 section, but there's going to be some bigger announcement than what's going to be expected, I think.
Ooh.
Because from the point of it going, they're going right. Okay, we're releasing this. We're doing it over this many weeks, and we're running it straight up to E3. So I think they're going to elaborate more on Hunt the Truth, or what that part of the truth is that Ben finds. And I do apologise for pronouncing the guy's surname wrong last week, as Scott decided to pick me up on.
It's
Was Scott the
Giro.
one? Was Scott the one who told us off for the Destiny bashing?
No, that was Dan.
No,
Okay.
No.
Scott, are you in the same boat as us with Destiny?
I haven't played it yet,
Good.
so I can't comment.
No.
Keep it that way.
Yeah.
It's really not so bad if you got somebody to play with. But before we get off the Halo topic
Yeah,
entirely,
carry
because I
on.
kind of see that as a direction, Halo Spartan Strike just came out, which
Yes.
is the
For iOS.
Oh yes.
continuation kind of Spartan Assault, and I'm really disappointed that it did not launch on console. So I've been going to Twitter and beating the war drums trying to get them to put that on console also, because right now it's available on like iPad and Windows 8, and that's fine, but I want it to come to console and I want it to have a multiplayer element.
What if they do the same
it been
thing as what's
announced?
done with Assault and give it for Games for Gold when it launches on
That'd be
console?
all right.
Yeah,
That'd be
that'd
all
be
right, but I
cool.
want it now. But you know what they did
I
with
remember
Spartan Assault
having,
though is I think if you bought it on Windows for like $5 or whatever, you got it free on console.
Yeah.
What
Also,
is this whole
something like that.
bug thing?
Dollars.
I remember you and me having an awesome co-op game in Spartan Assault, Grady.
Yeah, that was a pretty good time. You know, I'd really like to see the campaign part become cooperative, because I think
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things about Halo in general. So them to not have that is disappointing. But I don't think they're bad games.
A
On
good
an unrelated note, are you familiar with or did you seen anything regarding this Halo Nightfall? I'm a bit behind, so I haven't seen any of it. But it's been
Halo
released.
Nightfall is brilliant.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, it's
got Eleanor in
lovely.
the Halo.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Okay, I shall check it out.
It's on DVD.
Right,
That's
okay.
easier. I went and got it as a birthday present for Leslie. So,
Oh yeah, tell him that after I give him a bottle of whiskey. Only a bottle of whiskey.
well,
Hold on,
it's cheaper
price
than a bottle of
difference.
whiskey.
Bottle of whiskey probably cost as much as the game.
Depends if it's the bottle of whiskey he wants off me.
Yeah, that bottle's a wee bit out there.
Yeah, try
I,
it.
I told him to go for one that was a bit lower than that, but it's very rare still.
Yeah, I've just got spare £2 sitting around to buy a bottle of whiskey. You got to buy your friend nowadays.
And that's just so you can get an Age of Ultron graphic novel.
Yeah.
Which you can buy anyway for about 50.
Yeah,
Comic book store.
choose Amazon. Job done. So I did pick up the
Oh,
Civil War one.
I got by my mother a big present.
Oh, that's right. Announce it on the podcast where she may listen.
You do realise I'm not editing that bit out.
Everyone Twitter in what you think Steph should get for her mother.
I really
Yeah.
don't get it. I haven't bought it yet.
What else? We were going to go on a tangent, but it seems to have fizzled. We did start talking about Destiny and recommendations for Scott. It's a case of it's not the greatest game in the world. There is a lot to make better. Is probably the best way to put it. And yeah, you do need more people to play with, which I'll sit and play with you. I've not completed it yet, so
Here, officially known at Geeks and Gamers as the Marmite game.
yes.
I thought it was genius when you put it up there. Genius.
So, anyway, going back to the subject at hand, and not to take anything away from Grady, what has this week's, unless we've already touched upon completely what this week's episode of Hunt the Truth has entailed, what other stuff is in there?
Well, there's also interesting pictures, little knickknacks, bits of a girl's diaries, I think.
That was from the previous week.
There's a
So-
postcard.
No, that
Yeah,
was
there's a picture
previous
of
week as well.
That was last week.
Yeah.
I
But
kind of like
it's
the
still
master
interesting.
propaganda picture. I think that
Yeah.
leads to kind of where I was going
Oh
with
yeah.
it. Modifying that picture to make it more to what they're wanting the public to think of. It's kind of the theme for my new theory on the direction this is going. I'd like to point out that my first theory was completely crashed and derailed by like the second episode. I'd put a lot of effort into that mentally too, so.
The thing is, like, part of it sounds like, because you talked previously about the clones dying at the young age and things like that. What if Master Chief is the clone, being
Oh
strong?
no,
See,
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't go in that direction at all. My first theory was that what if the clone survived, and it was somehow picked up by rebel forces and then had become a remarkable individual on its own? Because I remember a quote at some point in one of the books, one of the games, that they had made him to be a great soldier, and it's like, no, he was a great soldier in spite of everything we did to him. You know, see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm confident that the clone passed away. That means died.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm glad you cleared that one up.
In case you Brits and stuff talk differently, you know, we'll make sure all audiences are covered.
No, it's a good set, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to bring out further on, the developments of the different interviews. Any theories on what's happening this Sunday?
I want to
It'd be
know what the
interesting.
hell's going on with your man.
It'd be interesting if
Who
there was some
hung up?
escalation based on that phone call that should have been done on a private line, and instead he did it on one only could listen into. I kind of foresee some escalation from that. He'll
Well-
either receive or he'll have to move, be chased, something.
The person that he was speaking to dies.
That could happen.
Oh,
So I don't
he
think
could
that
get
guy really
killed.
revealed anything. I mean, too much. He definitely alluded to.
Mhm.
It's good stuff.
You think Giro might go underground because the Oni might come after him and he might continue it secretly?
See, I kind of think that's the direction it'll go. Yeah.
Yeah.